Why, hello there, my name's DepthCharge23, and today is day 29 of StormWatch Month. What is StormWatch Month, you may ask? Well, for the entire month of May, I've been talking about all things Stormwatch. And today I'm talking about Stormwatch, Volume 3, Betrayal. Take a look at that little cover that they've chosen for this trade. Ooh, Apollo, and the rest of Stormwatch, chasing after the Midnighter. Aw. So let's jump right in and talk about it. Well, the first issue is kind of the 0-year issue from, DC's 0-year event, where Adam 1 comes back from, when he got dead. So he's back, he's talking to Jenny Quantum, and he's, talking about Sentry babies and how they all basically have powers and stuff that correlate to their Sentry and science and stuff. And then he's, talking about how Stormwatch has been, talking about how Stormwatch has been around since, the medieval ages and stuff like that, and saying how their origins come from Demon Knights and how they named Stormwatch caught on and they just went with it. And he's like, hey, Jenny, you're going to be the one who saves Stormwatch one day. Yeah. So there's that going on. And there's also something about one of Jenny Quantum's past lives, maybe, because, the whole Sentry baby thing kind of goes oh, the energy from this Sentry baby goes to the next Sentry baby. So technically it's reincarnation. So I find it kind of creepy how it's oh, hey, Jenny Quantum, one of your other Jennies? Yeah, me and her, yeah, we were a thing. So that's, kind of odd to bring up. So, and then we go and get this weird issue, or part of an issue from not exactly a Stormwatch issue, but something from, I think, the Valentine's Day special from DC, where it's basically Apollo and Midnighter and what they do, and then it's Midnighter being I'd have no time for relationships right now, because I'm Midnighter, and I am poorly drawn with this figured chin spike, Midnighter, And then we just go from there to, seeing Etrigan and Stormwatch kind of interact, and it's bad, because then Etrigan, he's rhyming, then he's forget rhyming, I'm just gonna kill crap. And then, yeah, they manage to ward off Etrigan, and he just leaves, because he's Etrigan. He just leaves. And then they go back to, the Eye of the Storm, and then a Shadow Lord is just there waiting with them. He's yeah, Harry Tanner and all that, you guys gotta go and get that guy. Oh yeah, we're also gonna kill off all of the, superheroes. We're gonna kill Superman, we're gonna kill Batman, we're gonna kill Green Lantern. After you kill those guys, then you're gonna go and kill everyone else, because you know what, they're a threat. Forget the Justice League. We've got Stormwatch. Yes. And then, we pop back over with, what's-her-face? Emma Rice is her name, the projectionist. She's been kind of MIA, captured by Harry Tanner. And, Jack Hawksmoor, he just goes, I found her, because I have a connection with cities. Yes. So they teleport her back on to the Eye of the Storm, and then she's I don't know what happened. And so they just, because, last trade, the Engineer, she's affected by the Devolver, so she's just more of a loose cannon right now. She's kind of being I've kind of, evolving right now, so, I'm kind of crazy. And so she just pops into her head, the projectionist, and just sees all these memories, and one of them is Harry Tanner dead, and the Eminence himself shaking hands with Midnighter, and him basically talking, being hey, sorry about that, hey, he's a mole, he's a mole. So it's a planted memory and all that, but everyone's just kill Midnighter, he's working for Harry Tanner, and then Midnighter jumps through a portal, kidnaps a projectionist, and yeah, and I love freaking Jack Hawksmoor. He makes a little joke about Stockholm Syndrome. That's cool. And then we just cut over to what's going on in all with Midnighter. He and the projectionist, she doesn't want to be around him. She's like, "You're evil, ah!" He's like, "No, I'm not, you idiot." And then, go Midnighter. So, the Shadow Lord, who is definitely not Harry Tanner, just says, "Kill him! Kill him! Make him die!" Because if you remember, Midnighter was the only one who could really see past Harry Tanner's lies, so he's basically the only one stopping him. So, one thing leads to another, and then Midnighter ousts the Shadow Lord as Harry Tanner, and because, well, of the engineer, she and Harry were like a thing, she's like, "Oh yeah, I agree with him," and basically stuns him, so he's back to being himself. So they're about to kill him, though, but the engineer, she's evolving. She sees the whole, because she's evolving, she like understands why Harry's doing the things he does to like save the world, and then she's like, "I agree with him," and then she kind of almost murders Apollo, stuns Jenny Quantum, and jettisons Jack and the projectionist into Brazil, so Jack is more than likely going to die out there because he's connected to cities. And then Apollo and Midnighter, they just are forced to flee in the whole bleed thing. So they wind up in like West Australia, or Australia. I thought they said Australia. They're up in Australia now, so they fly over, and then they just fly over to Gotham or something. And so they meet up with Zealot, who's like, "I'm chasing shapeshifters." And Midnighter, despite the fact I don't remember them actually meeting, are like, "Oh, hey Midnighter, how you been?" It's like, "Oh, I'm cool, Zealot, I'm cool. How's the biker chick thing doing?" "Oh, it's actually pretty cool. How do you breathe in space?" "Oh, magic." And so, we just pop back over with what, the engineer's doing. She's like, "I'm going to kill the world, because I'm going to save it." And Harry Tanner's just like, "That doesn't make sense." So she subdues him, goes over to, like, Star Labs, gets OMAC up and running, says, "Kill the Midnighter, Apollo," and whatever punk rocker, whatever biker chick thing is with them. So, they have the fight, OMAC, but, OMAC, they kind of subdue him easily because he's dumb. And so, OMAC, I'm sorry, OMAC, you're being used by evil. So they subdue that, and Harry Tanner, he just goes, "You know what, in order to stop you, I'm going to kill Jenny Quantum," because, she's like quantum physics itself. So he stabs her, and she kind of blows up the eye in the storm, and so that's gone now. And so Midnighter, Apollo, OMAC, Zealot, they get thrown back out of the bleed, and they're just there with the body of the engineer. She's dead. And so Zealot's just like, "You know what, Midnighter, you want to hop on my bike and we'll go see the stars, romantically." But, Midnighter, he's thinking, but he declines, and, like, Apollo's just like, "You could have, gone with her." And he's like, "I know." Then Midnighter just kisses Apollo and is like, "We're gonna go do our own thing now." And the comic ends with them just flying off with the dead body of, the engineer in the forefront. So, that's the end of the trade. What I think of it, when I first read this, I wasn't sure how to think about it, like how I felt about it. But I do see that on its own, like, individually each, like, the first half of it, like, was kind of not really necessary, but, like, the betrayal part itself was, hey, that actually made sense to me. And the whole Devolver thing connecting from the last trade was like, I was like, oh, so that actually had a plot point in here. It actually had a part to play. It wasn't just some random issue. So, it's nice. So, the art itself, it's like pretty solid art. I enjoy it, except in that whole Valentine's Day special thing that was just kind of I get it, you know, it's from Valentine's Day, but you didn't need to include it, you know. Didn't really add anything, you just added to the whole overarching Apollo Midnighter love story and all that. So, yeah, my name's Depth Charge 2030, and this has been day 29 of StormWatch Month. So, yes, see you all tomorrow for day 30. Ooh.